Feel free to take a mudra with your thumb and first finger if they're resting on your knee, or downward facing onto your knees, or resting in your lap. You can make a little cup with your hands. So wherever your hands feel like falling naturally. And feel your breath rising and falling. And go within. Go within to that space. Letting go of your thought process or any drama. Just keeping your focus on your breath. How it comes in through the nostrils and how it exits through the nostrils. Find that softness through the eyebrow center. So keep really soft through the eyes and soft through your jaw. So draw the chin down just gently towards the chest. Start to feel your belly and lower back expanding with each inhalation. Feel the ribs and chest rising up with that inhale. And as you exhale, feel that breath emptying out of your body and releasing and letting go through your mind. Take a body scan if you wish, just drawing your attention to each part of your body. So draw your attention to your feet and your toes. Draw your attention to your ankles and your lower legs, your knees, the whole of the knee area, the whole of your thighs, the whole of the pelvis, the belly, the lower back. Checking in one by one and bringing in that essence of present moment to each and every visual you have of that part of your body. And the full length of your spine and shoulder blades. The chest, the shoulders, arms, elbows, wrists and hands. Feel the seal of your mudra, feel the seal of your thumb and the first finger connecting. And then draw your attention up into the sides of the neck and throat and the whole of the skull. Whole of the face. And the jaw. And then again, come back to your breath. And now, after your scan, seeing your whole body in your mind's eye. So bringing the observer into your practice. Almost like you're looking in on yourself. Notice your surroundings. In your mind's eye, notice the experiences that are happening around you, the sounds, smells, and keep coming back to your breath, coming back to that present moment, even by observing and noticing those things that are already in the past. Now start to notice the breath deepening and lengthening. Feel the inhale really deepening and feeling that fullness in your lungs, in your chest and upper back. And feel the exhale really moving out of the body and drawing the belly back a little as the last bit of breath comes out of your exhalation. Find that pause at the end of the exhalation and then begin to take that nice deep inhale again. Filling that space through your ribcage, chest, sitting up nice and tall. Pausing perhaps at the top of the inhale. And then exhaling really nice and slowly, fully and releasing. Keep coming back to that one pure focus of your breath. And often the mind starts tricking us and going off to focus on other things, and we still think that we've got one focus, but it's already traveled off again, monkey mind. So gently bring yourself back each time, without judgment, without criticism. Gently bring that little monkey mind back again to your breath. And take both hands for a moment, one on top of the other, resting on the chest. And draw that sense of self-compassion deep into your heart. Allow the energy from your hands, your giving hands, back to yourself. Breathing in, breathing out deeply. Visualize your heart space or your heart chakra as the color green, that spinning vortex of the heart chakra, Anahata. And here repeat 3 things that you are grateful for. And in turn, think about why you're grateful for it, what really makes you feel that love and gratefulness towards it. And slowly start releasing the hands and bringing them softly into a prayer, resting on your heart center. Gently bow the chin towards the hands and set an intention for your practice today. Allow the head to release down to the hands. And slowly move the hands away from you in front of the mat and come over into child's pose, moving the hips back away from you. Breathing deeply, feeling the forehead heavy onto the floor. Do you feel any negative feelings, thoughts, emotions to be absorbed by the earth? Releasing off your jaw. Allow the whole face to release downwards, completely relaxing. And slowly moving your hands forward, lifting the hips higher to the ceiling, come into puppy pose. And options either to sink the chest down or to bring and keeping the arms straight ahead of you, or bringing the hands into prayer and resting them behind your head and neck. So the more you practice puppy pose, the more open the chest will become, and equally, the more open the back and shoulders will become too. If you're practicing with support, you can bring support underneath your forearms, so you're resting a little bit higher. That'll help to just lift you up a little bit here. And breathe totally into your heart center. And release off the hands. And gently moving yourself up into tabletop, pressing the hands down to the floor. Your eyes can still stay closed at this point, and throughout the whole of your practice for that matter, depending on if you want to use it as a moving meditation. Take an inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, start arching the back away. Inhale, lengthening the chest away from you. Exhale, arching the spine, bring the thighs towards you, scooping up your belly. Inhale, exhale. And the next time you come into an arched back, stay there for a moment and just help to release off your neck and head by giving it a little nod or shake or stretch from side to side. Good. And let's take the left hand away and weave the right hand underneath. Plant your ear down onto the mat. Breathing fully. Feeling that shoulder on the right side. Opening around the shoulder blade. All those tiny little rhomboid muscles being eased away. Take an inhale, you can take that left hand up to the sky and take a half bind behind you if that's suitable. So in this position, your shoulders opening up or has the opportunity to open up more. So the more you take your gaze up towards the ceiling, the more the shoulders and chest will open too. Inhale, exhale, taking the arm back up and down to the floor again. Inhale, coming up, lengthening the right hand away, and the left hand weaves underneath. Inhale, taking that right arm up to the ceiling, and behind your back, half binding if that feels good for you. Again, if you want to stretch deeper, you can take your gaze up towards the ceiling or sky, opening the chest a little more. Just going easy on the neck here, don't overstrain. Just moving within your own range. Release your hands and coming up slowly, setting your hand space, tucking your toes and lifting your hips high up to the ceiling. And then just coming into the backs of your legs and into downward facing dog fully. So really feel the hands planted down onto the mat. Full weight coming through your hands. Just give the head a little nod and a shake here. Releasing off any tension in the neck and starting to scoot the belly up and away from you. Breathing in, breathing out. Take an inhale and we're going to bend the knees and hover just above the mat and push the hips all the way back, away from us. So the belly's really scooping back, the hands are pushing into the floor. Inhale, exhale the heels down, keeping that length through your spine. So by bending the knees and hovering, we take the opportunity to really stretch back away with our spine. And then keeping that length, stretching the legs back. Take another 2 more. Inhale, dropping the knees down, pushing back as much as possible. Exhale, heels down to the floor. Inhale, coming down again, hovering. Exhale, heels down. Take 3 really nice deep ujjayi breaths here. Last breath here. And start to walk the feet towards the hands and the hands towards the feet. So you're hanging over your legs, ragdoll style. And you can keep that nice bend through your knees so you're not making too much of an arch through your back. Keeping the knees bent so you can lengthen the chest forward. And taking elbows if that's comfortable. Checking in with your head and neck, nice and loose. And breathing, relaxing into this soft forward fold. And gently releasing off the hands. Gently coming up, slowly, bending the knees, starting to drop your tailbone heavy through your hands and head. Slowly stacking up one vertebra at a time. And when you get to the top, give the shoulders a nice roll out. And come to the top of your mat. And take your hands together in prayer position, feet together, rooting down, finding your groundedness. And just feel the shoulders moving down away from your neck, settling down through your feet. Always finding that reconnection through your feet. Inhale, take the hands up and wide up to the ceiling. And exhale, folding yourself down to the floor. Inhale, take that halfway lift, but bring the hands onto the shins. And then straighten the legs, taking the gaze a little bit further forward in front of you. So if the gaze is downwards, the more you can see the spine starts to arch. If you bring the body forward, so the chest is moving away from your mat, you find that great length through your spine. Draw your shoulders back in towards your body. Inhale, exhale, lower the head down, step back with your right leg. Lower the right knee to the floor. And inhale, shoot the arms up to the ceiling. Release the shoulders back down. And then just see where you're lunging forward and see how much you can bring yourself back into alignment. So that lunging forward, you kind of somehow lose the right angle sometimes. So just have to drop the tailbone back down by just tucking it in. Then you can lift the arms, arch the back open. Exhale, release the hands down and step yourself back into plank and lower yourself down softly but with control. Inhale, take a mini cobra. Exhale, onto the knees and downward facing dog. Take 5 deep breaths. Number 2 breath. Take your gaze ahead and set your right leg through. Bring the left knee down. Inhale, rising up. Lunging down, tailbone dropped. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Bring the left foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen yourself away. Half forward lift. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, lower the head down. Inhale, root down through the feet, rising up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Bring the energy down towards your chest. Inhale, taking the arms up and wide. And exhale, folding yourself down again. Take your energy back down to the ground. Inhale, take halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale to Uttanasana. Step back with your right leg and your left leg. Taking your gaze forward in a strong plank. Lower yourself down. Inhale, rising up, cobra. Or options always, cat-cow pose. And exhale, push back and come into child's pose once again. Take 5 really nice deep breaths here. And 2 deep breaths. Nice. And slowly start to lift yourself up from child's pose. Press your hands down to the mat, lifting the hips up high. Inhale, rise up with your right leg to the ceiling, three-legged dog. Really putting weight through your hands even more so. Breathing. Inhale and exhale, bring that right leg all the way to the top of the mat, lunging forward. Chest lifting. Push your way with the back heel. Nice. Inhale, exhale, stepping forward. Inhale, length. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, rising up with the hands. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Inhale, rising up with the hands. Exhale, opening the arms up wide. Exhale, lower. Inhale deeply, lifting halfway. Exhale, lower down. Step yourself back. And lower yourself down however way you like. Inhale, cobra, cat cow, or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. On the next inhale, shoot the left leg up to the ceiling this time. 3-legged dog on the other side. Stretching, opening through the hips, extra weight coming down through the hands. On the next exhale, bring that left leg all the way to the top of your mat. Lunging fully forward. Keep that core engaged, keep yourself lifting up by putting the weight equally down through both feet. Inhale, exhale, come to the top of your mat, half forward lift. Exhale, fold yourself down. Inhale, reaching down through the feet, bending the knees, scooping the energy up through your hands. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Settling down with your breath and preparing to come into chair pose. The root down fully through your feet. Start bending the knees and shooting the hands up to the ceiling, sitting low through your seat. Squeezing your inner thighs together, drawing your belly back, keeping the chest lifted. Options, of course, always to keep the hands in front of you, soften at the shoulders, or keeping your hands on your hips. Keep those legs engaged fully as you take an inhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Inhale, come round to your right side. Look the elbow over the knee if it reaches. And pressing the hands together, shooting your gaze up to the elbow. Keeping your belly engaged. One more breath here. Inhale and exhale, come back to center. Inhale, exhale the other side. Keep breathing, with your feet really glued to the floor. Find the softness in the pose. Inhale, come back to center. Up with the arms, exhale, diving yourself down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step yourself back with your right leg. And lifting up into warrior one. Staying there for a moment. Inhale and exhale, opening up into warrior two. Lunging down, feet really strong into the floor. Arms open and wide. And take the gaze over your front middle finger. Breathing full deep breaths. Sucking your breath into the strength of the pose. Drop your back hand down to your back leg. Inhale, reach up with the left hand up to the ceiling. Lunging forward, opening the chest. Inhale, exhale, bring that front hand to rest on top of your thigh. Taking the mudra, so the hand is not just kind of wavering around. And inhale, take the hand over the top of the head. So just check that you're not crunching down through your shoulder. And also you've got space through this upper ear and shoulder too. Breathing in, breathing out. Take that right hand behind you and take a half bind. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Options, of course, from here, if you want to, is to take the full bind underneath. Feel free to stay in the modified positions. Inhale, take your gaze back towards your feet and lifting up warrior two. Cartwheel hands down to the floor. And step back, take child's pose. Well needed, also those legs stretching. Breathing. Great focus. Find every opportunity to let go. Notice those challenges. Notice those times that you can release. And finding that space and stillness within the strength of each pose. Taking an inhale, slowly moving up. Pressing your hands down to the floor, lifting the hips high to the ceiling. Another breath here. Start taking your gaze forward, step your right leg through. Warrior one on the other side. Now warrior two. Setting the feet foundations first. Engaging the legs, tailbone dropping. Front of the body opening up. So feel that dynamic energy moving out of the hands, but take away the tension through the head, neck and shoulders. Inhale, exhale, drop that left hand to the left leg as you rise up with the right hand, reverse warrior. Breathing. Next breath, start coming forward, taking mudra, resting that hand on the floor, lifting up with that left hand over the top of your head. Of course, there's options if you've got a block and you want to rest your hand onto the block, you can do that, or bring your hand onto the floor. Options to stay here with that top arm, or bring it behind you, half bind, get your gaze up to the ceiling. Options to either stay here, or binding. Taking another 2 deep breaths here wherever you are. And inhale, taking the arm back over and coming up, warrior 2, and then facing the feet forward. So your lengthways on the mat, and the feet are parallel to the edges of your mat. So take an inhale, lift the hands up, and exhale, fold at the hips, bring the whole body down. And then here, once you're lowered, you can just kick the heels out a little bit. See if you find a bit more space through your sit bones. So you find the sit bones start to kind of feel like they're opening a little bit up to the ceiling. And now feel the weight on the toes and the feet coming forward. So take the hands onto the mat for a moment. And take an inhale, lift the chest up. And exhale, then fold down a little bit further. Inhale again, lifting up. Exhale, folding down. Breathing. Inhale, taking the gaze up a little bit and walking the hands to the top of your mat, or in front of you rather, and walking the feet back again. It's because I've got mats running in both directions. That's why I said that. Take an inhale and lift your right leg up to the ceiling again. Take 3-legged dog. And this time bend at the knee, bring the heel back towards the buttocks. And release, bring that foot down to the floor. Inhale, take left foot up to the ceiling, stretching it away. And exhale, bring it down. Now walking the feet to your hands. And then take a nice forward fold, bending the knees first of all. And taking that hip width space with your feet. Take hold of your toes with your peace fingers, 2 first fingers and the thumb resting on the toe. And just feel comfortable first of all before you go anywhere with your shoulders and your neck. Draw your belly button all the way back and start feeling the weight onto the toes. Inhale deeply to lengthen your gaze away from you, and then exhale, start folding the front body forward as the head drops and your elbows can come out to the side. Breathing in, breathing out, closing off the eyes. And feel yourself getting lost in this pose. You're really kind of practicing pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. By closing the eyes, focusing on your breath, and forgetting about the pose completely. Pratyahara, the withdrawal of the senses. Allow facial muscles to soften and release with the head. Keep breathing deeply, softly. Take another 3 deep breaths. And slowly, when you're ready, you can start lifting your gaze and walking the hands away in front of you. And then stepping your feet back. We're going to come down onto the knees, take the knees wide, and come into child's pose. So you can probably sense how releasing and relaxing forward folds are. And this is why they're so great to do if you can't sleep. The head hanging lower than the body, allowing the blood to flow down, clear and filter out of the body, out of the brain, new oxygenated blood. And with your breath, helping to soften your thoughts and your mind, ready to relax and sleep. So really enjoying child's pose as you feel the head into the floor and the benefits, the residue of your forward fold settling into your child's pose. And take an inhale to slowly lift the head a little, just to bring the left leg out to the side, and so you can sink back into another variation of child's pose, but with one leg extended out to the side. So if you need to use any support under knees, it feels too crunching on the knee joint, support yourself however you need to. Inhale, take that leg back again to the center. And extend out the right leg, sitting back again. And inhale, come back to center. And then just coming onto the knees for a moment. And just roll the shoulders back. And you can sit down onto the knees or keeping them up. However you feel, we're just going to stretch our neck and head. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. And stretch down arm, shoulder. You can extend the arm out if you wish. And come back to neutral. And take the left ear to your left shoulder. Options if you want a deeper stretch. Take your right arm out to the side. And come back to center and come down onto your seat if you're not there already. And bring the soles of your feet together. Lengthen your spine, take butterfly pose. Moving into the hips, the knees. And bring the knees slowly to the center. Extend your left leg out and bring your right foot onto the mat, bending the knee. Inhale, take the right arm back behind you and use that as your prop. So it will help to press against your back, keeping it straight. So keep that leg engaged, that left leg on the floor, really nice and engaged. And inhale, take that left hand up to the ceiling and bring it across so you're hooking the elbow over the knee. So the options, of course, is taking your left hand onto your knee and just keeping that openness through your chest. Take a soft gaze over your right shoulder. And if you're here, just encourage the spine to stay really nice and straight and draw that knee into your body. So you're not just twisting, you're using your upper back muscles, but you're using your belly. You're engaging at your core and you're really twisting from your navel. Breathing in, breathing out. Focus on the breath. Last breath here. And come back to center. And take a counter twist to the other side. And coming back again. Swapping sides. So right leg is extended. And take your left hand up and behind you. Inhale, take your right hand up. And options of using your elbow. Of course, if you're protecting your neck and shoulders, use this option to keep your space through your chest. Inhale, exhale, twisting. Breathing. And just keep the legs engaged, the belly drawing back, and space with the shoulders. Keeping yourselves open through your heart center throughout. Inhale, exhale, come back to center and counter twist. And coming back around. And bring the feet onto the mat. Slowly move your body down to the floor. And bringing the feet onto your mat and your hands down by your side. And we'll do some flowing bridge movements this morning, using the arms as well. And we can then lift afterwards and hold it if you wish. So take a nice deep inhale, feel your feet pressing down so you can lift up through your thighs, hip bones facing up towards the ceiling. And exhale, take the arms behind your head. This is also giving you a nice fascia release, massage. Inhale, exhale, start releasing the back to the floor, one vertebra at a time. Even the lower back, try and find that connection with the lower back, all the way down to the tailbone. Release both hands down by your side. Inhale, taking the thighs up, hip bones facing the ceiling. Bringing the hands up and over the top of your head. And then releasing your spine one vertebra at a time. Of course, feel free to stay on any part of your spine if it feels like it needs that extra attention. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands down. Inhale, start lifting up. Last one, hands behind you. Inhale, exhale, releasing the spine one vertebra at a time. Nice, releasing the hands. So options here if you want to. Taking bridge pose again, interlacing the fingers, drawing your shoulders underneath you and lifting up high to the ceiling, opening the chest and softening through the collarbones. So check that once you've taken a class and you've drawn the shoulders under, that you're not putting strain through your collarbones and your chest. You're keeping that area soft, but with the idea of drawing the hands, knuckles down towards the floor even further to give yourself that lift up through the thighs. Draw the inner thighs together. Visualize your feet, knees and hips all tracking in one line. Breathing deeply. Breathing deeply through your throat chakra. Last breath. And then releasing the hands. Mindful of your knees. And then taking a nice hug with the knees onto your chest. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Nice, deep, slow breath. Move in circles now on your lower back. Taking that nice fascia release massage around your sacrum, your lower back, the top of your hips. And moving that direction of the circle in the other way. And then we'll come into happy baby pose. So take the hands to the inner parts, soles of your feet. And then with the hands you can draw the feet down so the knees become closer to the armpits. Feel free to take some nice happy baby rolls side to side. Again, releasing that fascia on either side of your spine, in through your shoulder blades, around your rib cage that gets so easily neglected. And then releasing the hand, taking the knees to the chest, and let's just stretch one leg. Take the left leg up to the ceiling and squeeze your right knee in towards your body. And then extend that heel away on the extended leg and drop it down to the floor. So you lengthen the leg along the floor, you get that nice stretch along your hip flexors to stretch out where we've been working in our warriors. All of those lunges need stretching out. Breathing. Take your left hand, if you like, to support your left hip. And then you can use your right hand on your knee to open up your hip to the side. Breathing deeply through your belly. You being in control of how far you want to take your hips stretch. And then draw your knee back to center. And then swap sides. So hug the left knee into your body. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. And then stretch it away from you along the floor. Nice. Breathing in, breathing out. Finding that present moment. Take your right hand on your right hip, opening your hip on the other side. So your right hand is just stabilizing your hip. It's preventing that right hip to follow round with the left hip. And then bring that back to the center. Good. Take those knees into the chest and then opening the arms out to the side. Softly take your knees over to the right side, taking a nice spinal twist. Take your gaze over to your left hand. And feel that nice squeezing, wringing out of your internal organs. Just by this simple twist, helping in detoxification, firing up your digestive system again. It's got sluggish. And also helping to open, release the rib cage, chest, and with the intention of that left shoulder to move in the direction of the floor with every breath. Just an intention, no force. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly start to bring your knees back to center and let them drop to the left side. Take the gaze over to your right hand. Again, feeling on the opposite side, the different organs being stimulated. Letting go of those areas that feel tight or you feel like you're clinging hold of. Just let go of those areas. Nothing to keep hold of. Taking another deep breath here. And slowly, when you're ready, bring the head back into alignment first. And the knees. Bringing your feet down. And if you haven't done so already, if you haven't got a blanket nearby you, this could be the chance to go and grab something to cover you. And start allowing yourself to settle down into Shavasana fully. So legs and feet as wide as your mat. Arms down by your side, but a nice space. And just check that your shoulders are drawn downwards, chin is drawing towards the chest, and perhaps just by lifting up the pelvis or squeezing the buttocks for a moment just helps to settle into your lower back. And coming into Shavasana fully. And completely release in Shavasana. And take 3 deep breaths, exhaling through the mouth. Let go of your physical practice now. Come into full relaxation, settling down with your breath. Notice your feet and ankles and legs relaxing. Notice your pelvis and belly and lower back relaxing. Whole length of your spine and back, resetting and settling completely to the ground. Notice the rib cage and chest relaxing fully. And the arms, elbows and wrists completely letting go. The shoulders taking off all responsibility. Any tension, your opportunity to let go. And feel the neck and throat and jaw completely relaxing and letting go. And the tongue resting in the bottom of the palate. Teeth slightly parted. The whole of the jaw, the whole of the skull and face relaxing. The body completely at peace. And content. Complete surrender. Surrender of the mind. Surrender of the body. And start bringing some awareness into your body now. Start deepening your breath. Perhaps starting to wriggle your fingers and your toes. And whenever you feel ready, you can slowly make some movements to roll onto your right side. And feel now that deepness of your breath filling the whole of your back. And here in this curled up position, say 3 sweet, kind words to yourself, repeating them mentally to yourself. 3 sweet, kind words. And slowly, within your own time, start making your way up to your seated position, keeping the eyes softly closed and just feeling the flow of your breath moving up and down your spine. As you enter into your physical body again. And then bring both hands on top of your heart center again as we began. And come back to your little gratitude list of 3 things that you're really grateful for. I'm sure there's many, many more, but just for now, choose 3. Taking that gratitude deep into your heart. And then taking the hands into prayer position for a moment as we seal our practice. Namaste.